What is up, my people, and welcome to my top 10 fighting games of 2017 and 18. There has been some pretty cool announcements, and if you're a fighting game fan like me, this is a good year to be alive. Number 10, Brawl Out. It's a competitive 2D brawler game that takes inspiration from Smash. You KO your enemy by building up their HP meter and knocking them off the stage. It's a slower game that relies more on precision and tactics. Each character plays different from one another. You have your characters that grapple, freeze opponents, drive kick their face, bomb them with projectiles, or smash them with long whips. Not to mention it has a pretty unique art style, if I don't say so myself. Number 9, Brawlhalla. Similar to Brawl Out, is a 2D fighting game brawler that takes inspiration from Smash. You beat your opponent by knocking them off the stage. There's a wide cast of characters to play from. This game may not be graphically stunning like the rest of the games on this list, but the game plays fluently and it's easy to pick up and play with simple controls. Also, the game is free to play, and we all know you can't beat free. Number 8, Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challenge. Man, I do not know who comes up with these titles. This is the updated version of 1991 Street Fighter 2 World Warrior, with some updated features like two graphic styles, one being the classic pixel art and the other being the high definition art. The game has some new mechanics and modes with some balancing tweaks. It's Street Fighters, what else can I say about it? So let's just move on. Number 7, Absolvers. I know it's probably cheating a bit because it's not a fighting game like that. In Absolvers, the player is put behind a masked prospect who has taken a vow and chosen to join the Absolvers, an elite corps of combatants fighting to maintain stability in the world. The game is very tactical and real-time battles. The player can execute devastating attacks, dodges, and parries. It seems like the game takes a lot from the Dark Souls series. The player can engage in one-on-one duels or test their skill on 3-on-3 battles. The game provides a PvE so you can play solo and fight NPCs, or play PvP where you can play against other players in battle arenas across the land. Number 6, Fantasy Strike. Okay, Fantasy Strike is a game being developed by David Sterling, a former Street Fighter developer. The main idea for this game is it being easy to play. They really push it being easy to play. So there's no complex motion for special moves and no need to practice combos in training mode. The game focuses more on the fundamentals of fighting games, like distance, timing, zooming, setup, reads, and strategy. I wonder how people will react to this game. As for the graphics, the game looks alright. This is older footage I'm showing you on screen right now, and the graphics have improved a lot since then. You can see it on the official site. I'll probably leave a link to the description down below. So yeah, I'm wondering how this game would do, and it looks pretty interesting. Number 5, Omen of Sorrow. Now this is a fighting game I'm really excited for. It takes iconic horror, myths, and legend characters and put them into a fighting game. You can play as characters like Dr. Hyde, Count Dracula, Quasimodo. I can just imagine what cool characters they can add, like Little Red, Alice, or Bigfoot. The graphics are actually pretty impressive for a smaller company. The graphics are almost or on par with King of Fighters 14. So yeah, Omen of Sorrow, I'm really looking forward to this game, and it looks really good. Number 4, Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2. Me and Guilty Gear go way back, almost as far as Soul Calibur and Tekken. In addition to Baiken and Answer being added as new playable characters, Guilty Gear Rev 2 will provide adjustment balance and new moves for all new characters. Of course, there will also be new episodes for all new characters, and they add on to the original story of Rev. And if you have the original Rev, there will be an update, of course paid DLC, and Arc System Works says that they'll have a retail version of the game at an affordable price. So my guess is that it would probably be around $40, which isn't bad in my opinion. Number 3, Tekken 7. Now this seems really interesting because this seems like this is the final arc in Tekken, at least to the Machinima rivalry. Tekken 7 had a limited arcade release in Japan 2015. An updated arcade version of Tekken 7 Fate Retribution was released in Japan 2016 and featured an expanded content including new stages, costumes, items, and characters. The only thing I don't like about this is that it feels kind of like an old game because we have seen so much of this game, and the game of course has been playable for some time now. So of course it feels more like a port, even though I guess you would say it is a port, but I guess you get the idea. But aside from that, we are all looking forward to it. Number 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You all know that I'm hyped for this game. I don't even have to say much, but for those who don't know, this is the 4th installment of Marvel vs. Capcom. Of course, you play as Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man, and you play as Capcom characters like Ryu, Mega Man, and Morgan. Unlike Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there are only 2 playable characters on the team instead of 3. And I would like to see how that plays out. This could have easily been my number 1 if it wasn't for another superhero game. Number 1, Injustice 2. If you're a fighting game fan, I'm pretty sure you're hyped for Injustice 2. But for those who don't know, this is a sequel to the fighting game Injustice Gods Among Us by NetherRealm Studios, known for their latest Mortal Kombat games. Like its predecessor, Injustice 2, you play as characters from the DC universe, and I'm a big fan of DC, so of course I'm excited for a DC fighting game. I loved Injustice Gods Among Us, so I'm definitely hyped for this. The plot is pretty good, unlike most fighters today. The gameplay looks solid, like the first Injustice. It's going to have a pretty big roster. It has the best graphics out of all the other fighters so far. I do think it would trump every fighter in most categories, except for fighting mechanics, and the reason why I say that is because that's personal preference. But for all the things I've mentioned, that's why this is my number 1. Okay, that is it for my video. Comment down below and let your boy know what fighting game you're most excited for. Don't forget to power up by hitting that like button, subscribe to join the guild, and if you are a part of the guild, hit that bell to know when I'm uploading a new video. As always, have a good one, and game over.